How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Short video. This is basically we're getting news somewhere, I guess, basically off of TLI. People are freaking out because they're seeing that mind control apparently is now level 55 and is not going to be usable for leveling for anybody. I don't know where they heard this from. I have no idea where this information came from, but people are convinced that mind control will not be usable for leveling. For Youga, I don't see why they'd take that away. Seems kind of weird, but if they do, I wanted to make an alternative for you guys for leveling to ensure that you can still take advantage of the damage over time for Youga and for his entire kit and use things. And the only thing that changes would be using Frost Terra. I did confirm this is another skill that unlocks level 7, just like Mind Control. So if for some reason Mind Control is gone and been taken away, you can level with Frost Terra instead. This is going to be a damage over time skill, so it is going to account for your dot damage, basically, that you deal. So it's going to work with your Twisted Space Time, and everything's going to function no problem. You'll go get Frost Terra level 7. You'll get Ground Divide shortly after. Control Spell, Cataclysm, and then Reaping Agony, and you'll throw Grudge on last. You will want to put on Blurry Steps again just to speed things up. Biting Cold, and then you'll have Frigid Transmission for your movement skill. This will just be with Quick Mobility and Reaping Agony, so that you can continually reap that damage. Any Affliction effect you can get, or Reaping cooldown recovery, Reaping duration, or again plus skill levels is always good. But let's go into the tree first here. So you will end up going into the God of Knowledge tree here first. You will just take these damage nodes, and then there's this attack, cast, and move speed. You're pretty much only taking this just for the move speed and then the skill cost. The cast speed doesn't really do anything for Frost Terra, but that's fine. You take it anyways. You take these, and then you're going to take these few frostbite nodes here. Then you want to transition, get this +1 skill, and then you'll take the int here, and then you'll finish out this entire tree here to get this additional cold damage and the extra focus blessing. For your talents up here, you're going to take Winter and Insight. You can always just take the Chili here instead early on if you're just not really getting enough Frostbitten stacks yet, which you don't typically get until you get 16 points in the Arcanist tree. But if you don't want to have to think about swapping or forget to swap back to it, just stick with Winter the entire time. It's still going to be fine. For your second tree, you will want to use Arcanist because of the fact that it does have still, I'm convinced, the strongest node that you could possibly get on any tree here, and that is Frostbitten. It's been nerfed a couple times now, but this inflicting Frostbite and immediately inflicting 100 Frostbite rating when dealing cold damage to an enemy for the first time is incredibly powerful. This means you freeze everything the first time you touch it, which is really, really strong, especially as you start stacking more of this freeze duration. You're freezing everything for over 2 seconds, and then that gives you time to basically ensure that everything dies, and you have a really, really good defensive layer. So we grab all this cold damage here. Then you are grabbing this spell damage down below. You grab this other cold damage here, and then same with this again, same thing here. Grab this cold damage. The chance to inflict frostbite isn't really that big of a deal. You're going to get a nice chance from biting cold and other things as well. Then you are going to grab this focus blessing here. Grab the int right here, couple points into the int, and then you are just going to grab the freeze duration and then frostbite inflicted, the percent frostbite inflicted, and then you can grab this extra 6 frostbite rating every second. I don't really typically think it's that big of a deal. I feel like typically you're going to be killing most things, and if not, you'll be like refreezing things most of the time. For your second trait, you will be taking Frozen Lotus, which once you actually have some auras on, this will make it to where you never have any issues with mana. So if you want to just continue to use Compound Source or continue to focus on mana, you can take Extreme Coldness, but it's not really necessary, so I wouldn't really focus on that. I would just take Frozen Lotus, accept the additional damage, and not having to deal with mana ever again, and focus on that, and it's going to be stronger. For your last tree, you'll be taking Psychic, which is again just leaning into the dot damage, skill effect duration, and then reaping duration, things like that, reaping cooldown, recovery speed, and then affliction effect and affliction as per the usual for everything. For this, again, you do take affliction and more with less, and then at around 55 or whenever you get mind control, you will end up wanting to swap to that. It is going to end up being better overall, but at least the gearing will pretty much be the same. So if you are going to end up leveling on this instead, it's really not going to change things too much at the end of the day. If you do have more questions about it or to see what this leveling looks like, if you search through my videos, I have Gemma 2 videos leveling on this. This is basically the exact same tree you use for Gemma 2. I guess on she gets access to Ice Lances and Youga 2 does not, which is part of even more reason why I'm pretty sure that people are just freaking out for no reason, and I don't think this is going to be a big thing. But if not, the video's out. I'll have this linked in the spreadsheet as well. And other than that, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And other than that, see you in the next one.